Delivery velocity 830, request IFR to Melbourne with Whiskey. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas.
Beyond ATC connected.
Clearance. Come on, buddy. Make sure we have the correct information.
Advise on initial contact you have information India.
India? Fuck me.
Kingsford Smith Airport information India, 0030 Zulu. Wind 195 at 8 few clouds at 800. Ceiling 3,500 broken. Temperature 18, dew point 16, QNH 1031. Landing and departing runways. 16 left, 16 right. Transition level 110. Numerous cranes in operation around Kingsford Smith. Advise on initial contact you have information India.
Thanks, bitch. Delivery velocity 830, request IFR to Melbourne with India.
Velocity 830, Sydney delivery, thanks for information India. Expect runway 16 right, Campy 6 departure. With the Wool transition, initial climb to 6,000 feet. Squawk 1155.
Expect runway 16 right, Campy 6 departure with the Wool transition, initial climb to 6,000, squawk 1155, velocity 830.
Velocity 830, read back correct. Contact ground 126.5 when ready for push or start.
Contact ground 1265 when ready for push or start, velocity 830, thanks. Okay. We'll get set up, the FMC's set, so we'll continue with the pre-flight checklist, so we'll set the transponder. Squawking 1155. And DARA. So our climb out speed's going to be 148 plus 15. It's 163. Initial altitude of 6,000 is set, and set a heading log to our outbound track. I believe it's 165, or it might be 155 actually. So it wants to load. Just go ahead and change it, I believe It's 155. Have another look. Oh my god. Okay. We'll come back to that. Initial altitude set. Your damper is on. Window heat's on. Flight altitude set. Landing altitude set. Flight directors coming on. LNAV and VNAV. Minimums ref. Set that to hectopascals and our QNH is 1031. Set that. Awesome. Turn these off. They just get annoying. Declutter. Alright, let's make sure our systems are all Gucci. They are. Great. So, altimeter reference set. Auto brake set for ejected. Take off. Com radios are set. Doors are closed. Pre-flight checklist complete. Ground velocity 830, ready for push and start.
Velocity 830, Sydney ground, pushback approved, face south.
Pushback approved, face south, velocity 830.
Cockpit to ground. Go ahead. We've been cleared for pushback and start. They want the tail to our left. Roger that. Ready to push. Tail to the left.
Auto throttle. Before start checklist. Auto throttles are armed. Left and right tanks. Fuel pumps are on. Center fuel pumps not required as the tank's empty. Electric hydro pumps are all on. Anti-collision light coming on. Park brakes off. Ground equipment's removed. Engine area is clear before start checklist complete. Engine start checklist. The display set packs are coming off. Start engine 2. Watch that N2 rise up. That's right. 25% N2 will introduce fuel and then monitor. Fuel flow. Oil pressure and temps coming up. Starter cut out. Good start. Starting engine 1. And 2's coming up. Very quickly.
Pushback complete. Parking brake, please.
Parking brake set.
Brake set.
There's 25. Introducing fuel.
Alright, steering pin is disconnected. Watch for the slip release. Guidance on your left. Have a good flight.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Alrighty. Let's get to our legs, just make sure everything's hunky-dory. Everything is hunky-dory. Very good. Almost on the line. Alrighty. Ground velocity 830, ready for taxi.
Velocity 830, runway 16 right, taxi via Bravo 4.
16 right, taxi via Bravo 4, velocity 830. Okay, before taxi checklist, generators 1 and 2 coming on. I've kind of jumped the gun here, but anyway, probe heat's on, wing anti-ice. We'll turn it all on. We're going to have a fair bit of cold precip on the way. Packs back to auto. APU bleed off, and APU is coming off. Engine start switches to continuous thrust, continuous ignition rather. Flaps are set to 5 degrees, elevator trim set for takeoff, flight controls free and correct, and the low display will clear the noise. Very good. We have taxi clearance, so we'll have the taxi light on, and runway tone off. Lights are not required as it's the middle of the damn day. Okay, so what I do want to do, because I'm not familiar with this airport, is make sure I know where Bravo 4 is. Right. What's this? That's pretty vague taxi instructions. But anyway. That's alright, I know how to get there. So, Bravo 4. Taxi straight ahead. Onto Charlie. And pretty much just follow Charlie down to Lima, and then Lima to hang on, negative. 16 right, not 16 left. So Bravo 4 doesn't make any sense. Because Bravo 4 is here. Okay, this thing has no concept of taxiing in Sydney. Good to know. There's a bug for these fuckers to work out. That's right. It is what it is. Got a better one anyway. I'll do is I'll go the way I know how to go, and we'll see if it reprimands me. Bravo 4 is just one taxiway, so it doesn't make a lot of sense. This actually, this is Bravo, and that's where Bravo 4 ends there. Okay, so they want me to do an intersection departure at Bravo 4. That makes sense. Alright. Ground velocity 830, Bravo 4, runway 16 right, ready for takeoff. That's not going to work. Yeah, didn't think so.
Velocity 830 did not copy.
Okay. This is so fucking glitchy. I'm on Bravo 4, as instructed. Okay. I haven't been cleared to switch frequencies, but we'll see what happens here. So before I do that, I'll just quickly do the full takeoff checklist. So parking brake set, fuel flow is reset. Center fuel pumps not required, de-icing set, cabin lights as required. Flight instruments checked, engine instruments checked, takeoff data. Just quickly verify again. So V1 141, VR 143, V2 152, so 152 plus 15 is 167. That will be us. Nav equipment's checked, alrighty. Tower velocity 830, holding short, Bravo 416 right, ready for departure.
Velocity 830, Sydney Tower, wind 195 at 8, runway 16 right, line up and cleared for takeoff.
Copy the wind, line up, runway 16 right, cleared for takeoff, velocity 830. Okay, landing lights coming on, strobe lights also on, taxi lights off. Transponders set, traffic turn on, and we'll start the clock. Cool. Line up on 16. Stable. Not too worried about takeoff distance, we've got plenty and we're not too heavy. Alrighty.
Airspeed's alive.
Checked.
80 knots.
Checked.
V1. Rotate. E2. Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. Go ahead and sit. Indicating flaps 2.
Velocity 830, contact Sydney departure 129.7.
Over to departure 1297, velocity 830. Flaps up. Departure's velocity 830, climbing 2500 for 6000.
Velocity 830, Sydney departure identified, climb to flight level 140.
Climb flight level 140, velocity 830. Awesome. And we're off. Okay, after takeoff checklist, auto brakes off, coming off. Engine start switches back to the off position. Gear levers in the off position. Runway turn off lights are off, and cabin lights as required. After takeoff, checklist complete. So we'll start the climb out checklist. So command A is selected, and we'll pick this back up once we're passing the transition altitude of 11,000 feet. In line with our track, just in case our LNAV decides to fail for whatever reason. Passing 8,000. Awesome rate of climb. Ooh, we're speeding by 1 knot. That's alright, we're about to pass 10,000 feet. And there it is. That transition layer. So, set our barrow to standard. Bring us back down a notch. Passing 10,000 feet, landing lights are coming off, and seatbelt signs are wrong one. Seatbelt signs coming off, and center fuel pumps as required. Not required because there's no fuel in it.
Velocity 830, contact Melbourne radar 129.8, bye-bye.
It's Melbourne City, fuck ya. Over to radar 1298, velocity 830. Center G'day, velocity 830, climbing flight level 120 for flight level 140.
Velocity 830, Melbourne radar, climb to flight level 280.
Flight level 280, velocity 830. Set. interest of appearance. Full screen is ideal. That's better. So, I think it's going to happen pretty quickly. This one, it's only a short flight, Sydney to Melbourne. Should have favourable winds. It's coming down to the west-northwest at the moment, but as we get higher it should be coming more out of the northwest. There's a bit of a tailwind component. Top climb is going to be in about 33 miles or so. Only climbing to flight level 280 on this leg. Waypoint Razzie, 45 miles away or so, 20 miles until the top of the climb. Wind is not so favourable. See what it's doing at 280. It's not as bad as the winds from Brizzy down to Sydney this morning. That was almost 120 knots out of the west-southwest. Almost all of it was crosswind component. Some headwind though. Losing about 50 knots in ground speed on that leg. I need to change my audio settings a little bit. As much as I can. See for a hot minute, I wonder when we'll get a hangover. Soon. Brisbane, Melbourne, radar. Melbourne, Brisbane Centre. Here it's pretty much just a straight line all the way down to the Arnott approach, and from there looks like we just sort of track to the south of Melbourne, along the docks and into Melbourne Airport from the south, so the cityscape off to our right hand side as we do so. Too bad. It was a freeze like last year. Which is the start of the Arnott approach. Pretty much takes us all the way over north-east of Melbourne, down through to the south, and then straight up the guts into runway 34 in the R&P. Should be nice and straightforward. I say that now, but we'll see how it goes. The altitude fluctuate a little bit and the speed may increase, but it will get us there a hell of a lot quicker. Just surprised we haven't had a handover yet. Melbourne Centre rather. Oh, there we go.
Velocity 830, contact Melbourne radar 118.8, bye-bye.
Over to radar 118.8, velocity 830. Center velocity 830, flight level 28.
Velocity 830, Melbourne radar, roger.
So it's relatively quiet because there's no traffic injection yet. This is just the development build of Beyond ATC, so basically they're only providing air traffic services to you, in this case me. But the next update is supposed to have traffic injection, so there will be other traffic to contend with. And we'll be kind of busy on the frequencies, which is what I'm looking forward to. I want to maximise realism as much as I can.
Velocity 830, contact Melbourne radar 133.15.
Over to 133.15, velocity 830, g'day. Sending it A, velocity 830, flight level 280.
Velocity 830, Melbourne radar, roger. Velocity 830, contact Melbourne radar 125.2.
Now it's getting busy. I'll reset that. Over to radar 125.2, velocity 830. Sending it A, velocity 830, flight level 280.
Velocity 830, Melbourne radar, roger.
So top of descent's in just a little over 80 miles, so we've got plenty of time. So we'll start our cruise and descent preparation checklist at about 20 miles until top of descent. Just a bit of time to get set up for the approach and get into the aircraft. Frequencies in wireless, actually no, there's no wireless because it's the RMP approach. Runway 34 is one of the two runways in Melbourne that don't have an wireless. It's GPS approaches instead. Sort of the way things are going anyway. Wireless is slowly going to be phased out in favour of GPS approaches. Flights are popular. So it's just below the red tape, which is our maximum speed limit. So if I go over that, you don't want to overspeed the airframe for obvious reasons. Get on with that.
Level 110. Advise on initial contact. You have information November. Melbourne Airport information November. 0100 Zulu. Wind 020 at 4. Temperature 15. Dew point 09er. QNH 1032. Landing and departing runway tree 4. Transition level 110. Advise on initial contact. You have information November.
Alright, sweet. So start the 4 descent. That's good for the checklist. So we've got the ATIS, altimeter set, radios are set, and so the altitude will drop that again. Just so it knows. Just notice that. As they approach the wind. Flaps 30, 150 knots is our V rate. That's great. No localizer. Ready for descent. Center velocity 830, ready for descent.
Velocity 830, Lizzie 9er, Alpha, runway tree 4, descend to flight level 130.
Lizzie 9 Alpha, runway 34, descend to flight level 130, velocity 830. Set flight level 130 on the MCP. And switch that out to the altitude intervention button so that we start descending. A little bit below profile, but it'll correct itself. Not to worry. Alright. So descending now. I'm not going to get any icing, so I won't grab any icing, de-icing equipment, so landing altitude. So we're 50 feet set. Barrow set to QNH adjust on frequency. Say velocity 830 instead of velocity 830. Flight level 280 as opposed to flight level 280. It is pretty loose in that aspect, and it's true to life as well. It's, I think it's fair to say most pilots are pretty blasé in their comms, especially when things are happening quickly. Golden rule of aviation is aviate, navigate, communicate. Communicating is the last rung of the ladder of priorities. And with that, I think it's fair to say that quality can be sacrificed within reason, as long as you're getting the message across. So, a bit above profile now. So let's introduce a little bit of drag and speed brakes. Just a smidge. Of course, the nose down to maintain our FMC speed. And slowly re-intercept the profile now. About 500 feet above the VNet profile, which is fine. You don't want to be above it when you're almost on the R&P, so stay ahead of the aircraft, obviously. Bit. Sending through 8,000 now. Should be getting handed off shortly to either the next radar controller or Melbourne approach. Not too sure. Speed brakes. Hopefully we can hand over forward with our next assigned altitude, otherwise we'll end up miles above altitude and miles above profile, which is not up to me anyway. And then flights in front of us. If I said to be too close for comfort, I can request an altitude change.
Velocity 830, roger, stay new altitude.
Request 10,000, velocity 830.
Velocity 830, unable 10,000 feet at this time. Velocity 830, contact Melbourne radar 135.7.
Over to radar 1357, velocity 830, g'day. Sending it over, velocity 830 on the RNAV for 34, descending through 13,600.
Velocity 830, say altitude.
13,300 feet.
Velocity 830, Melbourne radar, roger.
Center velocity 830, request altitude change.
Aircraft calling for new altitude, say call sign.
Velocity 830.
Aircraft calling for new altitude, say call sign.
Velocity 830.
Velocity 830. I didn't get that altitude. Say again, altitude.
Request 10,000 feet for velocity 830.
Velocity 830, unable 10,000 feet at this time.
Center velocity 830, request altitude change. Try for 11,000. See what it does.
Velocity 830, roger, say new altitude.
Request 11,000, velocity 830.
Velocity 830. Unable, your flight is to the southwest and 1,000 feet is an odd numbered flight level. Please pick an even altitude.
Cancel request, velocity 830.
Velocity 830. I didn't get that altitude. Say again, altitude.
Flight level 120 for velocity 830.
Velocity 830, unable flight level 120 at this time. Velocity 830, contact Melbourne approach 118.9er.
Over to approach 118.9er, velocity 830. G'day. Approach velocity 830 on the RNAV 34, maintaining flight level 130.
Velocity 830, verify information November.
Hey firm, we have information November, velocity 830.
Velocity 830, Melbourne approach QNH 1032, expect the RNAV runway 34.
Expect the RNAV 34, QNH 1032, velocity 830. So,
Velocity 830, descend to 8,000 feet, QNH 1032.
descend 8,000, QNH 1032, velocity 850. Brakes off the plane because we're 3,000 feet above the RNAV profile. I'm not sure if that's realistic. I haven't been in a cockpit on a flight to Melbourne for a very long time, but my honest thoughts is that they would step you down a lot better than that in real life. They wouldn't have you maintain a flight level when you're on a descent profile unless there was traffic around. But So, descending past the transition up, achieve will reset. Low to standard. And continue to about 10,000 feet. Slowly descending back onto the profile. Plenty of time. Time is there. It's 10,400. 800. It's 10,000 feet. So make sure our speed doesn't exceed 250 knots. So landing lights and and that is the cruising descent preparation check was complete. So below 5,000 we'll start writing the approach checklist. Still not 200 feet above. Oh no, back on profile. Look at that.
Velocity 830, descend to 5,000 feet.
So then to 5,000, velocity 800. Very good. Speed's moving up a bit. Speed brakes back out. You can see the singular valve just a little distance there. Coastline, docks. See the approach that's on.
All aircraft be advised, information Oscar now current QNH 1032.
Thanks for nothing. More drag. Speed under control. Speed brake up. Getting down below 250 at that throw in a bunch of flaps, I think. There it is. Flaps 1. Should get things back under control.
Velocity 830, descend to 4,000 feet.
Then 4,000, velocity 830. And 4,000 set. Flaps 2. Approach checklist, altimeter 7032, localizer, frequency course, frequency target alignment, of course is set 340. I'll set it on the heading button as well. approach. Alarm the approach.
Velocity 830, descend to 2,000 feet.
Down to 2,000, velocity 2007.
Velocity 830, cleared direct Actel, cross Actel at or above 2,000 feet. Cleared RNAV runway tree 4.
Clear direct Actel, cross Actel at or above 2,000, clear for the RNAV 34, velocity 830.
Velocity 830, contact Melbourne Tower 120.5.
Over to tower 125, correction 120.5, velocity 830. Tower velocity 830 on the RNAV 34.
Velocity 830, Melbourne Tower, wind 060 at 5, runway tree 4, cleared to land.
Cover the wind, runway 34, clear to land, velocity 830. Okay. Established in the RFK, we'll go to flaps 10. And we'll set the engine starts, which is to continuous ignition at this stage. And we'll go flaps. Flaps 15. Checklist, go around altitude 7, turn on flights on autopilot to the flight. Landing gears check now, auto thrusters required. There we go, re-intercepting that flight path. Current gears are
Traffic.
a lot of wind to contend with, which is good.
400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
traffic injection. Turn the auto brakes off.
Velocity 830. Exit left at November.
Left at November, velocity 830. That doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense because the terminal's to my right. Let's have a look and see what that number is. Can't even exit left. There's going to be a Mexican standoff right here. I'm going to have to do a backtrack. It was November. Oh well. Got some work to do with this. Makes it on Charlie.
Velocity 830. Contact ground 121.7.
Ground 1217, velocity 830. Melbourne ground today, velocity 830. On taxiway something or other.
Velocity 830, welcome to Melbourne Airport. Say parking or advise if need assignment.
Where do I want to go? Delta 6, I reckon. Ground velocity 830, request gate 6 Delta.
Velocity 830, gate 6 Delta isn't suitable for your aircraft. Please select a different one or I can choose one for you.
Let's have a look through the list. I was thinking Fox. Gate 14 Foxtrot for velocity 830. See what that is.
Velocity 830, gate 14 Foxtrot. Scenery at this airport is incomplete and a taxi route cannot be created. Taxi at pilot's discretion.
Gee, thanks, man. Taxi to gate 14 Foxtrot, velocity 830. custom scenery either, because the custom scenery kind of manipulates gates a little bit. In a good way, from a realism standpoint, but obviously the Beyond ATC database has a different story. Retracted, speed brakes down, landing lights off, strobe lights off, taxi lights off, NTLS is off, start the APU, road window heats off, fronts on, rear brakes off, my turn off lights are off. Let's come alive. the next leg.